Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5 rocking and rolling, and kilobytes per second on Twitch is in the green, which means everybody should be able to see what's going on. Good grief, never a dull moment in crypto. Check it out. So a brief introduction for any newbies who are coming into my show, because there will be thousands piling in very soon. In fact, the intelligent people might be coming across now. You never know. This might be the first time watching my show. So the reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube tried to take down 2 of my channels. In fact, they did take down 2 of my channels. They were then preventing me from editing my shows. They were then deleting episodes and all for a channel that only gets like 50 views. So you've got to wonder, what information is it that I'm giving out that they don't like? Could it be something to do with Bitcoin, the genuine one? They don't seem to mind all these shitcoiners shilling BTC and BCH and every other shitcoin in the market, do they? But when it comes to the genuine Bitcoin, no, can't have that. So, if you want to catch my live show every day, just go to www.twitch.tv/satoshi.tv. We upload the trailer onto YouTube, and then we put the full episode up onto Streamanity. So again, I just want to give everybody the opportunity to watch my show for free as possible. So let's crack on with it. Just quickly, just going to cover this. I was thinking about this image earlier today. I might do a specific video, maybe like a 5-minute video, just purely for Michael Saylor. So maybe Michael Saylor, can possibly sort of, if we get his attention, he might actually watch the video. I'll be like, look, Mike, Magic Mike, this is what you need to know about crypto. The fact that it's not crypto, it's a commodity. And he obviously has studied Bitcoin. He knows the technology. He literally has no clue about the politics that are in play. And the fact that CoreCoin segregated the signatures on the 24th of August, which undermined credibility of the system. In fact, it broke its integrity because they now have complete control of it. It was the signatures that hold all the developers and users on the network to account. Now that CoreCoin have got complete control over it, the integrity has completely gone, which is what caused all these infighting and chain splits and animosity between these camps in the first place. And if you don't believe me that Blockstream now have got complete control of BTC, just have a quick listen to what Samson Mao, who is Blockstream's chief strategy officer, said in an interview with Simon Dictwit and Max Kaiser. Have a listen.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who does?
Blockstream.
Oh,
all right.
I was looking at you when I said that.
Yeah, I'm a block. I have a spy. I'm one of the spies. No, so this, it's an interesting nugget. There's.
Yeah, it's an interesting nugget. There's Hear the concern in their voices? I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does? Blockstream. Cue the nervous laughter. Oh, I was looking at you when I said that. So I already asked him, I was just like, you know what? I need confirmation of this. So I said, excuse me, can you confirm that this is actually the case? Is he confused about the meaning of decentralization? And I should have just left it open. I should have said, can you confirm this is true? But instead I gave them a get out clause. So I was like, does he not understand decentralization? And they were like, oh, he was joking. Well, if he was joking, why is it factually correct? Literally. So let's have a listen to Michael Saylor explaining how excited he is about the genuine Bitcoin and how important it is to protect the integrity of the network. Have a listen.
I like Bitcoin the way it is. In fact, I love Bitcoin the way it is. And the way it's currently constructed, it is possible to put all $250 trillion of monetary energy in big blocks of encrypted energy on the blockchain. Maybe the Bitcoin will be $1 million. You can probably calculate $10 million of Bitcoin or something. Big blocks, $100 million chunks on the blockchain. It'll store all the monetary energy in the world, and it should store it for the next 100 years without losing any of it. If Bitcoin's going to fail, it's not going to fail due to lack of functionality or lack of speed or lack of scalability.
It's going to fail because Blockstream crippled it on purpose.
In my opinion, if Bitcoin is going to fail, it's going to fail because of it.
Because Blockstream compromised the integrity of the chain?
It loses trust and security. We have to protect the network integrity at all cost.
Indeed we do, Michael. Indeed we do. Which is why we are. But you just don't seem to understood this yet. You see, signatures are what holds the integrity of the network together. So if a group of developers are going to attack the network, the first thing they're going to do is attack the signatures. Which is why Blockstream used SegWit to basically misguide people in the fact that they were segregating the signatures. People just like, oh, SegWit sounds a little bit misleading. No, segregating signatures, separating them so that they are no longer held accountable, so they can do whatever they want. So when Vitalik Buterin said, excuse me, Blockstream, can I build my Ethereum on top of your blockchain? They were like, no, you can't. And I was like, okay, see you later, I'll do it myself then. And now we have a shitcoin, which is Ethereum, which is a shitcoin, and all the other shitcoins on it. Which is what all these criminal enterprises want us to pump and dump, because they make huge commissions from people doing all this, squares and circles, ascending triangles and rubbing lamps and looking in crystal balls and all this shit, like absolute bullshit. So then after that first chain split, there was another group of developers who were just like, you know what, we'll have a go at attacking the signatures now, but instead of segregating the signatures, we'll add Schnorr signatures, which hides the transactions, which makes Bitcoin non-regulatory compliant, which means it is illegal and can be used to facilitate crime, which is what they want, which is why it's a crime coin. And if you don't believe me, have a listen to what Roger Ver said in his interview. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com and you combine that with reusable payment codes and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero.
It's not privacy, it's anonymity, it centralizes the network, it crashes its fundamental value to zero. And he's really excited about that because he's a douchebag.
It's really awesome. So you can check out Cash Fusion. And I always get it wrong. I think it's .com, but it might be .org. So you can check both. Cashfusion.com.
Thanks, Roger. I won't bother.
Okay, awesome. So BCH, maybe using Cash Fusion and XMR, if they're anonymous, how can a business get legal recourse against a supplier if the supplier defaults and no proof on the transaction exists because anon?
Good question. Let's see how he answers this, shall we?
Yeah, if you want your cryptocurrency to be perfectly legal for everything all the time,
which I do,
just go use your Visa card.
Oh my God.
Just go use your PayPal.
I will.
Right? What do you need a cryptocurrency for? You can do.
Do I really need to tell you why we need a currency, Roger? We need a commodity money. The world needs a commodity money. Previously, the only commodity we had was gold, and that worked well, but it doesn't work well in the digital age. Now we need a commodity money that is backed by something else. Gold got its value from the fact that it was scarce in supply, easy malleable, highly conductive, non-corrosive, pretty color and all of that. Whereas Bitcoin now gets its value from immutable data. Immutable data means we can now have data sovereignty of our own. This is what blockchain brings, and it's that value that can now be commoditized in the form of Bitcoin, not a crime coin that you want, you fool.
Do all of it with a centralized, fully legal and fully compliant payment platform, right? So go use PayPal. I think you've missed the entire point. The entire point of cryptocurrencies is that by technological design, they are beyond the reach of the law. They're above the law. That's why, imagine if Bitcoin could have been shut down by governments, they probably would have shut it down from right out of the gate. And it's the fact that Bitcoin can't be shut down. We should ask the BSVers this: if they pass a law saying BSV needs to shut down their blockchain, are they going to obey and shut down their BSV blockchain?
Yes, because it's bringing harm to society. That is why things are illegal. That is why things are outlawed. That is why you're not allowed to cheat in games. That's why games have referees. That's why games have rules that everybody has a fair chance. It's the rules of the game. It's the same in business. You need leverage. So when you trade in business, when you are swapping goods and services, you need to make sure that the person that you're trading with doesn't just simply run off with your money. And to make sure they don't run off with your money, you therefore fall back on legal recourse. And there's two things you need for legal recourse. You need one, you need to prove that you have a reasonable expectation in the trade. So in other words, you have to have exchanged the medium of exchange first, which represents the value of the good or service you expect in return. If you are sending something that doesn't have any value, like, oh, here, take this fresh air. Now I want that good or service from you. You can't go to court and claim that you want the value of the good or service in exchange for the fresh air that you provided, because fresh air doesn't have any value unless you were maybe trading underwater, and then air does have a value all of a sudden, but like not in global trade and international commerce, it doesn't. So that's the first thing you need. Secondly, you need to be able to prove you have got reasonable expectation in trade, as in prove that the transaction has taken place, and that's what you can't do with Bcrash. It's an absolute pile of shit. And if you wonder why I call it Bcrash, it's because Roger calls it that. Just listen to this. Listen to what he says in a minute.
I hope the answer would be no.
The answer is yes, Roger.
Which is just, a lot of the stuff I see from some of these BSVers are silly.
Roger, you're so silly.
But then there's other BSV fans that, I'm very, very sympathetic to their way of thinking. But
Derek McGill.
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time. Just go use your Visa card.
Yeah, I will, because I wouldn't touch BCH with a barred pole. Because if I was using BCH, I would only be using it for something that was of criminal intent. And if I was using it for something with criminal intent, I would obviously be outing myself as a criminal. And since criminals don't want to be outed as criminals, they're not going to be stupid enough to use it, unless they're as stupid as you.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
What are you going to spread across Antigua there, Roger? Let's have a listen to that one more time.
Everything all the time. Just go use your Visa card. and we're going to really spread Bitcoin crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
If you were a business, and Roger says, would you like to accept a Bitcoin crash? As Nancy Reagan would say, just say no. Just say no. Oh my goodness me. So, in fact, I was quite surprised actually having a chat with somebody I know who works for the one of the big four accountancy firms. Asked me to explain the difference between a commodity and a security to him. And I was just like, really? Seriously? Like, I need to explain the difference between a commodity and a security to you, but people don't know this. Like, Brad Garlinghouse clearly doesn't know what a security is. If you knew what a security was, you would know that XRP is a security. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. There is no way it is a commodity. A commodity is just simply something that is common to everyone that doesn't have a single central point of authority or control. Like, anybody can mine Bitcoin, so long as you have the economic incentive to do so. It doesn't belong to anybody. There is no central point of control in it. That's the whole point. And do you really want a money where that somebody else has control over, that they can prevent transactions from moving faster? They can increase transaction fees so you have to pay more, and all this kind of shit. No, I want a money that is just free for anybody to use. And that no one has control over. So let's have a listen to what Satoshi Nakamoto himself says about power and money. Here we go.
This is what it all comes down to. See, what people don't understand is Bitcoin with a stable protocol takes away power. If no one can change the protocol, not me, not God, there's no power in money. Money is all about power. And this is one of the things Bitcoin has done. It has removed that power. It will remove that power globally.
There we go. So basically, it's going to remove that single central source of power globally. The power that causes all the shit. The sources of power who want to cause shit, that rival with each other for dominance and power. It's going to strip it all away. And let's listen to his motivation for creating such a fantastic product. Here we go.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
I'm with you on that, Satoshi. I don't want Bitcoin to be 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions. So do we. Great stuff. And how do you do that? Well, you make it available to the largest market. And the largest market is all, as Michael Saylor would say, all the monetary energy in the world. That's what you do. And let me tell you this. The derivatives market is estimated to be between 800 trillion and $1 quadrillion. And that is what Bitcoin is going for. In fact, that's just the derivatives markets on its own. It's going to be more than that. But if you divide the circulating supply, the 10-year circulating supply by that amount, it gets a valuation of $40 million per Bitcoin. Everybody's saying, Michael Saylor, yeah, so you seem to be the most bullish on Bitcoin at the moment. You're saying there's a $5 million valuation on it. Anybody listening to me? I'm saying it now, and I've said it a long time before. $40 million per Bitcoin. Not shitcoin, not CoreCoin, not BTC, not Bcrash or BCH, not any of these shitcoins. Certainly not any securities, and not Litecoin. Only Bitcoin. So let's just have a quick look at this CoinCrap market, because I think this is going to be more and more important for people to realise. But before we have a look at this, let's just remind ourselves, what is it that shitcoiners say?
Hey.
So as you'll see, all these shitcoins are securities, which is why they are called shitcoins. Now, the only one that is a genuine commodity is Litecoin. But considering Charlie Lee started it, that is your central point of influence. And because he started it, he knows that he has not started anything that the Chinese government and American government couldn't just simply start themselves. They could just simply start it. What's unique about Bitcoin is the neutral growth of the network over a period of 10 years that diluted the centralized starting point. It's this neutral growth of the network that gives Bitcoin its fundamental value. So let's listen to what Charlie Lee said about Litecoin when he was interviewed about it, shall we? Here we go.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? Didn't really expect it to become anything.
No, I didn't know that, Charlie Lee. And it would have been nice if you told everybody before they jumped in and started buying it. Particularly investors who are going to be really pissed at the fact that you didn't expect it to become anything. And the fact that you exit scammed at the top of the market when Litecoin was $350 per coin. Out, clean, told everybody who was going to do it. Oh, I honestly need you on the show, Charlie. Unless you write a book and you admit what you did and how you pulled off the greatest exit scam in history, I will never stop giving you a ribbing on my show on every single opportunity that I get, because I know what you did. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, I mean, let's. Oh yeah, I've got figures. Good grief. Here we go. Let's check this out. Oh, shout out to people in the chat box. I can see some big names in there. We got Bankzats in there. Great, good to see you. I am Satoshi, Neezy, Shelly Mac, Dimadan. Great stuff. Yeah, nice one. Just following the chat there quickly. Right, so let's go through these figures then. So again, I'm not interested in CoreCoin or a B crash. I'm just going to go through the figures on Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin, we've got a hash rate 1%, network nodes 2.1, transactions 34.7, block size 32. There you go, that'll come in time. Right, and we got, let's just spot the biggest block on B crash. I saw a 3 megabyte yesterday. Now it looks like they've only got like a 1.9. Can't get to, 1.9 is the biggest one. And Michael Saylor, if you do ever watch my show, if you don't believe me that CoreCoin have got absolutely no intention of scaling their chain, just look at the amount of data in each block. It is not moving. It is going nowhere. They are never going to scale it. It goes against their entire ethos, and their paymasters do not want it to work because their paymasters have got suspiciously close links to the Federal Reserve, which makes me wonder where these paymasters got their might have got their money from in the first place. Right, let's look at this. So just talking about Huobi here for a second, because interesting bit of goss later on with like Huobi. So Huobi, I mean, they've got a little bit on CoreCoin. I mean, they're all over B crash, and they're mining Bitcoin. Like, so strange one. But let's spot the biggest block on Bitcoin. So we've got 6.4. Any double figures today? No, that's all right. So, unknown miner macking it hard. Oh, look at this unknown miner versus Huobi. Like, wow, battle royale going on there. But Tal macking it with the big blocks. So let's go on with the graphs. We've got Bitcoin hash rate by network again. Hash rate just simply follows price, which follows value, which follows utility. Reason being is that if something has utility, as in like immutable data has utility, it can have a value. If it has a value, it can then generate a price. When it generates a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and be used as a medium of exchange. That is what it is all about. So proof of work by network again, CoreCoin and Bcrash would literally just stop overnight very soon, like one day. Hash rate Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work Bcrash versus Bitcoin. It is 16,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than CoreCoin because CoreCoin is an absolute piece of shit. And it is still 3.8% more profitable to mine on CoreCoin. So miners are willing to forego 3.8% just to get their hands on the genuine Bitcoin. So daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Yeah, again, Bcrash making a run for it. Because they're just on a pump promotional spree because that's all they know how to do. So it's not going to last. Transactions by network, again, Bcrash wanting it. Transactions per block. Bcrash trying to mix it with the big boys. Fees USD. Bitcoin smashing it. Fees. Oh no! What is this? What is this? I have never seen Bcrash below below Bitcoin when it comes to fees and satoshis, but it won't last. It'll only be a very brief, fleeting moment. You know, at least they've won one. That's the first one I think I've ever seen them win. But look at the block reward ratio by network. Look at that. We're Bitcoin now in second place. So yeah, we'll take that. Take that for the win. Evens things out a little bit. So let's have a look at hash rate. Here we go. Right, so with global hash rate 7 days. Binance mixing it with the big boys. 24 hours. Ooh, what is this? BTC.com being relegated down into 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th place. Good grief. 3, 4, 5, yeah, 7th. Wow. Not really too bothered about that. This is more interesting. So CoreCoin. CoreCoin mining. BTC.com taking a beating. Relegated all the way down there. However, the most important points are TAL is nowhere to be seen on CoreCoin. Huobi still macking it quite big. Bcrash, again, like Huobi on there for whatever reason. But BTC.com and Antpool are both Bitmain, so shitcoin enterprises. You wouldn't expect anything less. Mining it for no other reason other than the fact that they're absolutely stupid. But look at this. Wow. So it looks like other mining pools have potentially turned up the hash rate in order to maybe try and squeeze Huobi off. Maybe. Let's just have a quick look at the size of the blocks that Huobi is mining. So TAL is definitely the Mac Daddy when it comes to big blocks on Bitcoin. Huobi, yeah, just a relatively small box. I mean, look at this. Mempool, Norpool, again, mining blocks with big data. You know, a 3.5 megabyte block. It looks like Huobi isn't really contributing to the network. They're just maybe stealing hash rate, you know, sort of winning the blocks, which is why Unknown Miner is competing with them. So yeah, it looks like Huobi and Unknown Miner are competing for the small blocks, and all these other ones that are actually adding value to the network by mining substantially large data blocks. So Huobi, well, maybe we want them to do one. Reason I suggest that is because of the post that we saw on Twitter earlier today from them, which we'll get to in just a mo. So again, for any newbies, just going to check out the blockchain working live in front of our very eyes. I never get tired of seeing this because I understand it all. I mean, you know, this is paper theory. You know, literally what was the information written in the white paper in action in front of our very eyes. Absolutely fascinating. So we've got the transactions on the network being recognized by the nodes, which are represented by these vertical rectangular blocks moving across the top of the screen. Below that are the organizations who generate the transactions, and then to the right we've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, the type, and the op return. Once the transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're thrown into the meme pool, which is where they are then competed for by the miners and the payment processors in order to build a block, put them in a block, put the block on the blockchain, and win the Coinbase, which is the block reward of currently 6.25 Bitcoin. So this is the blockchain being built in front of our very eyes. So you can see we've got a 6.49 megabyte block, and in the highlighted rectangular blocks below that, it says the hash number of the block, the height, who it was mined by, the size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and total fees in the block. And we are anticipating that total fees of the block will surpass the block reward in Q1 2021, which we are now in. So huge volumes of transactions are expected somewhere. Let's just remind ourselves quickly of this image. Here we go. Need to send it to myself maybe. Where has it gone? No, it's here somewhere. Come on, there it is. That's the one we want. So this is block reward halving and time as we're going along. Crossover anticipated around Q1 2021. So why would it be anticipated? My guessing is that someone knows something. Look at the volume of transactions that are anticipated. I mean, it's just absolutely mega. So this is what all the shitcoiners don't understand. It's not all about scarcity make number go up, because scarcity means that number will just simply stop at some point. When it goes half and half and half again, the miners will just simply not be able to economically sustain the network, which means if you're stupid, you just think that BTC is the biggest Ponzi scheme in history. An absolute joke. You need huge volumes of transactions on the network. You need to attract people to use it so that it can be self-sustaining for an indefinite period of time. That is what Bitcoin is all about. Bitcoin supports the miners. And then as it supports the miners are then encouraged to add value to the network. And the way they add value to the network is by increasing the speed and the scale and reducing the cost of transactions so that even more people are attracted to it, which means the fees in the blocks go up as the volume increases. That's the whole point of Bitcoin. It's just a phenomenal system. But, shit coiners with shit for brains. I understand why it would be hard for them to get this because, there's quite a few. There's quite a number of dots you need to join in that explanation. So, but you can't fix stupid, unfortunately. So they're just gonna have to suck it and see. Right, so let's have a quick look at BitInfo charts for newbies again. So this just it's got the richest at the top, which is really funny. So you can see the number of Bitcoin and shitcoin in each wallet, various different metrics there. But I like looking at BitInfo charts. So you can see the number of shitcoins that you can compare along the top. And then I'll tell you what we do. Oh, yeah. And these blue tabs on the left-hand side are different metrics that you can compare. So we're going to do transactions. Well, let's do average transactions per hour because this is what symbolizes utility. If we go to log and we go for 3 years, take out Dogecoin because that is literally a joke. We'll obviously add in Bitcoin because that's the only one we're really genuinely interested in. And we'll put in Bcrash for lulz. So for any intelligent investors who are just like, oh, hold on a minute, number go up on that. What's that? Well, let me tell you, this is development. This is utility. This is value. This is intellect. This is investment. This is time spent. This is development of the chain. So the chain goes back to the Genesis block. But since Blockstream stole the value and then Roger Ver and his mates stole the value along with the ticker symbols and value had to start again, which is where Bitcoin starts. Well, on this chart it starts from because it just simply represents a new ticker symbol, even though the chain goes right back to the Genesis block. So look at the head start all these shitcoins had. And now look at Bitcoin. Coming for ya is a good way to describe it. Right, that'll do for the little trailer on YouTube. Let's get into the gossip. Yes, indeed. So we'll have a look at this Huobi first of all. Like, seriously, what is this? So Huobi have said here, in response to @Cobra's core, we also uploaded the Bitcoin white paper to our website. Full report at research.huobi.cn details. All right, well, thank you for providing those details there, Huobi. Like, what are you on? This is just so ridiculous. All right, so I can't remember the name of the guy that owns Huobi, but looks like this is a Chinese website, not secure. Should I really be on it? Hopefully they might have the option to see this in English. Or maybe they're just determined to keep it in Chinese. But, just wait for a second, wait for the page to load. We'll have a sip of my coffee while we're waiting for this. Here we go. So yes, indeed, they have posted it. Is it going to be in Chinese, maybe? Or is it in English? Is it the original? Is it a translation? Let's have a look. Good grief, this is taking a while. Might be my computer. Sorry about this, peeps. But, live show. Oh no, it's the genuine one, written in English. Here we go. Right, so let me just point this out to you. Let's expand that, shall we? Oh no. Hold on. Close that. Dope. Right, so section 2, transactions. So let me just get to this bit. There we go. Right, I'm just going to highlight this. Right, let's read this bit. So just tell me if you recognize the language used in the white paper here. After each transaction, the coin must be returned to the mint to issue a new coin, and only coins issued directly from the mint are trusted not to be double spent. The problem with this solution is that the fate of the entire money system depends on the company running the mint, with every transaction having to go through them just like a bank. We need a way for the payee to know that the previous owners did not sign any earlier transactions. For our purposes, the earliest transactions is the one that counts, so we don't care about later attempts to double spend. Now, this "we don't care" is slang language. This is classic British, slang, as I've just said. We don't care. Who's we? What? Me, myself, and I? This isn't a case of, so therefore double spends are irrelevant. This isn't a case so double spends aren't necessarily anything to worry about. Phrased in a different way, it was "we don't care." Now you tell me who that sounds like when I just play this video for you. Give me 2 seconds while I just kind of load up the platform whose name shall never be mentioned. And I'm just going to type in Craig Wright Africa. Right, here we go. 1 second. This is hilarious. Here we go. Craig Wright Africa. Now, I'm just going to explain this here. So, again, with Craig, it's a case of actually listening to what he says, not how he says it. And so, what he says here comes across as really negative. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, it's really, if you actually if you're just hearing him, it sounds negative. But if you actually listen to him and you understand what he's saying, it's actually really positive. So it's almost like a positive negative. It's really funny. But have a listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just remove your phones and you type on Google, Bitcoin founder, the name that comes out is Satoshi Nakamoto. Right under it are the words, Australian entrepreneur Craig Wright has claimed he is Satoshi Nakamoto.
And if you watch this video, within the first 22 seconds, you'll see that exit scammer Charles Hoskins getting himself up from the front row and making a sharp exit. Yes, indeed, because we know why. Another Charlie Lee 2.0.
The creator of the virtual currency Bitcoin. Mr. Wright, who lives in London, showed the BBC his evidence that he launched the currency back in 2009. So all this has been alleged, but the man that says he is the founder of Bitcoin is here. So Craig, kindly join us on stage.
So, no thanks for that, but...
This is somebody who has not had any etiquette lessons in presenting, honestly. It cracks me up. I remember when I was first kind of doing my research and I wasn't really sure about who he was, and I came to the conclusion that this guy had never taken any lessons in presenting. So that made me think he's either the worst con man in history or he's literally telling the truth and doing his best. Honestly, it's great.
Anyway, I'm going to do the bit no one likes. I don't like really caring whether you like me.
And remember that bit about double spends? So we don't care about double spends. I don't care if you like me.
Now, I'm going to tell you the hard bits. Now, in 2009, the GDP of this country was 5.4 billion US dollars. Now it's 8.4 billion US dollars. That's less than doubling in 10 years. That's bad.
So he's ripping into their country. And it's not like it's their fault, do you know what I mean? But he's basically trying to say it needs improving. But in his own way, he's just said, that's bad.
Now, I don't care whether you say that's good or whatever else.
There we go. I don't care. I don't care if you like me. I don't care what you say. That's bad.
If you want to go into all this other BS, I'm not going to be like everyone over there who wants to sell you a solution. I don't.
So again, like, I'm not going to be like everyone over there who's trying to sell you a solution. You know, if you're not listening carefully, you know, it makes you sort of like sound as though he's saying, you know, well, yeah, I'm not going to be like them, but I'm going to sell you my own solution, like that's not theirs.
I don't really care because I'm here for the long term. I'm going to be here in 20, 30 years, and eventually, I don't really care what you say. I'm going.
Honestly, like, if you were Craig's manager and you heard him giving this speech, you'd be like, oh no! Like, but what? Like I said, what he's actually saying is actually positive. It's just he's just expressing it in a really negative way. Like, it's hilarious. Here we go.
Going to be having the solutions you're using. Now, the fact of the matter on this is, you can open up and allow free trade. You can open up and allow your country to be more, or you can wait and hand money to a whole lot of people. And I'll say this quite frankly because I've got more money than your country.
Oh, just shoot me now. Just shoot me now. But what he's actually trying to say is like, look, I am not here to rip you off. You can trust me. Like, and the reason you can trust me is because I've got more money than your entire country. I'm here to help. But it just doesn't come across that way at all. Oh my goodness.
So I'm not going to ask for anything. I don't want your investment. I don't want like Stella and everything else.
People are just like, what's this guy doing here? Oh, I don't even want to be here. I don't want that. I don't want this. I've got more money than your country.
To be handed money. I don't really care. I'm just going to develop solutions, and they're going to go out there and they're going to be created and they're going to be used because we can basically make them that way. Now,
so, he's basically, I'm going to do this and you can't stop me. I mean, if that doesn't sound like colonialism, like, honestly, like, just people take it. But it's really funny. Like I said, you have to actually listen to what he's saying rather than just sitting there like and hearing what he sounds like.
One thing that annoys me is how, I've got to be...
And again, I'm on stage and I'm annoyed. I'm going to do what I want and I'm not going to do this and I don't care about that.
Be happy and tell everyone what they want. No. I'm going to do...
So in other words, like, look, I'm not going to sell you some BS, but it didn't sound like that.
Do things so that people can trade whether you like it or not. I don't...
So we're going to do this so people can trade whether you like it or not. You don't have a choice in this. But it actually means like, it's just like, so people can actually trade. So in other words, they have options. They have freedom to do as they please. That's what it means.
Want an African currency. I want the world. I don't really care about an African, Pan-African group. I want this group of 1 billion and a bit people to go out there and trade with Americans, with the Europeans, with Australians, with Japanese. That's what matters. Not because you sell bits of cobalt to the Chinese and Americans and get it back again. Not because you don't manufacture here. Not because people like Tesla tell you you shouldn't invest in coal power plants because, well, that would enable you to actually smelt your own steel, smelt your own aluminium, smelt your own cobalt and sell it at higher rates, basically capturing profit that no one wants. I'm going to do it because you can actually capture things here when your own markets enable global commerce.
I mean, you get the picture, but I mean, what he's saying is like, look, I'm going to give you the option to be able to do this so that you can make more money from the resources that your country has got. You know, but if you were just sitting in the audience listening to this, you'd be like, who the hell is this guy telling us what he's going to do and the fact that we don't have an option over it? Yeah, and he's going to do what he wants and he's got more money than our country. I mean... Like, it's absolutely hilarious. Like, honestly, like I said, if you, he's literally almost ticked like every box of what you shouldn't do when you're giving a presentation. Like, honestly, it's just absolutely hilarious. But you've got to remember, like, this is classic, like, somebody who is Asperger's. Like, he's telling them factually correct information, but it's being heard and misinterpreted in the completely opposite way. Like, honestly, oh dear. But anyway, my point is that he wrote that white paper. He goes, I don't care about later attempts to double spend, blah 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 blah. Like, oh my goodness. Right. So let's have a look and see what else there was as well. I mean, look at this. And so this is all about like people sharing the white paper. Ryan has said here, Jack Dorsey has done nothing but hobble Bitcoin with his support from the BTC scam via Twitter and Square. I'm extremely excited that he's being sued by Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin will win. Twitter and Square will lose. So let's just have a quick read of this then. I do like these CoinGeek articles. Square is next in line for Craig Wright's copyright enforcement action 6 hours ago. John Southurst. There we go. So first it was BTC core developers and websites. Now Square is in Dr. Wright's sites. Dr. Wright's legal team sent a letter to the digital payments company via its associated Square crypto team this week, advising it to remove download links to the 2008 Bitcoin white paper on squarecrypto.org. Dr. Wright has this week started flexing his IP muscles as they began to launch actions against various groups to make the white paper and related materials available on their sites. As author of the white paper, he retains copyright to its use and has noted that the paper is not covered by Bitcoin's open source MIT software license. Square shares a co-founder with Twitter, Jack Dorsey. Dorsey has talked about BTC, erroneously referring to it as Bitcoin, many times on Twitter and elsewhere. He has referred to it as the best native currency for the internet, despite the BTC network being notoriously restricted, with fees per transactions regularly costing double-digit dollar amounts, not to mention very slow at settling payments, unlike the electric cash described in the Bitcoin white paper. The company spent at least $500 million buying BTC itself in October 2020 and has allowed users to purchase BTC via its Cash App. Square Crypto is an officially independent arm of the company that works to develop open source projects for BTC and Lightning Network and provides grants to developers and organizations. Among the projects, it has given grants to its Chris Belcher CoinSwap, which lets you stick it to the man by substantially improving Bitcoin's privacy and fungibility. And then a large link button to Bitcoin white paper appears at the bottom of the Square Crypto's homepage, and the paper itself is a PDF hosted on Square Crypto's domain. So I mean, we're just going to go through like what's been going on Twitter. So I mean, this is just absolutely hilarious. In fact, there was a post recently by CoinDesk listing all the platforms that are now hosting the white paper. You know, so again, they're just simply going to adhere to they're going to have to be you listen to the law when he enforces his copyright. In fact, the only site that took it down because they know they have to is BitcoinCore.org because they know the truth. Nobody else does. They're literally like hanging them out to dry. It's hilarious. So here we go. Look at this. There's an article by CoinDesk. Let's wait for this to come up. So it says, why everyone from Square to Facebook is now hosting the Bitcoin white paper. The uploads come in response to legal threats by Craig Wright. So some of the Bitcoin community's most prominent voices, and also Facebook subsidiary Novi, are now hosting the Bitcoin white paper. The move follows legal threats from Enchain chief scientist Craig Wright levied against the non-profit that has long hosted crypto's foundational document. Again, I mean, we know that CoinDesk is funded by Blockstream, so going to have a biased opinion, obviously. Quotes here, yesterday, both Bitcoin.org and BitcoinCore.org received allegations of copyright infringement for the Bitcoin white paper by lawyers representing Craig Stephen Wright. The non-profit wrote Thursday morning, Bitcoin was created by the pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto, who is yet to be conclusively identified. Wright has repeatedly made claims that he is Satoshi. He didn't start it though, did he? It was Wired Magazine and Gizmodo that initially outed him. I think it was in May 2015. He said, "Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?" And like, why would he lie? He was just like, "Well, yeah, I am." And then they were like, "I prove it." But he couldn't, due to the paradox of the centralized starting point. The network hadn't grown enough in order to be complete, or in order to have enough decentralization to prevent it from being taken over by a group of developers like Blockstream did. And, you know, again, like, so you need to have enough people economically sustaining the network who are beyond bribery. And when you realize that those people who are going to attempt to bribe them are the people who have got access to the world's reserve currency money printers, so they can literally print as much as they want, it makes you realize just how wealthy these people who economically sustain the network have to be. They're like, nah, you cannot pay us enough, because what you're going to pay us isn't anywhere near what we're making from Bitcoin. That's why the Bitcoin network had to be left to grow. So he couldn't really come out and officially prove himself. Well, we knew when he intended on doing it, and that was obviously on the 1st of January 2020, when he had the keys to the Tulip Trust returned to him, which was Bitcoin's insurance policy against these shitcoins, because he anticipated these shitcoins being created, because he knew that the network could be tampered with, because if it couldn't be tampered with, it would be centrally controlled by a single authority, and it would therefore have no value as money and be a token at best, probably most likely a security. So he knew that they were going to tamper with it because it was tamperable. So it was basically the world's greatest honey trap. And that's what the Tulip Trust was all about. Bitcoin's insurance policy, which is why he got the keys returned to him. So read more. So seemingly in response to the takedown notice, a wave of crypto firms have published the white paper on their websites. As of press time, they include, thanks for listing this, the crypto arm of payments giant Square, Bitcoin Development Fund, Chain Code Labs, crypto venture fund Paradigm, policy think tank Coin Center, Facebook stablecoin subsidiary Novi, Bitcoin financial service firm, the New York, I think it's New York Digital Currency Group, and self-custody app Casa. The document has been uploaded to a Weave, a distributed platform for permanent file storage. It is also being stored on the uncensorable web via the Interplanetary File System and the Ethereum named service ENS. BitcoinCore.org appears to have taken down its copy of the Bitcoin white paper. The PDF is still live, however, on Bitcoin.org. Because Bitcoin Core know that Craig is Satoshi, whereas like Cobra, you know, as we're calling Kobe affectionately, he has doubts. In fact, he is absolutely fundamentally convinced that Craig is not Satoshi. He is going to be served so badly. So let's have a look at some more of these articles, which are absolutely hilarious. I'll just have a look at one of Michael Saylor's tweets here. So he goes, in support of the Bitcoin community, that's CoreCoin, we are now hosting the Bitcoin white paper on our website, hope.com. Yeah, I tell you how much hope you've got, Michael Saylor. That is Bob Hope and No Hope. And Bob Hope isn't around anymore. just like your shareholders won't be when they realise what you've done with their money. Like, good grief. And like this is absolutely hilarious. So thank you for Kano for uploading this. I was laughing at this. This is so funny. I was like, literally, shitcoiners make me laugh out loud. So this was a tweet from Arthur Van Pelt. And so again, like good selection of images here from Kano. He goes, G-Max, that's Greg Maxwell, seems not to understand. I am Satoshi, so no problem. But when I do have this in court, I have 6 individuals who are not and admitted that. They face a judge as proven frauds. Filling in copyright claims when you are not the author is fraud and a crime. These guys do so face criminal prosecution. This is the cost of making false statements, not that you CNS file copy claims. The action in court. And look at this. So Arthur Van Pelt has actually said here, if I show this guy my official Bitcoin white paper copyright certificate, would he say the same about me? And like, look at what he's done. Like, he's actually gone and got a copyright himself of the white paper from, to see the, Liberty of Congress, United States Copyright Office. Like, he's actually gone and got a copyright himself. He's committed fraud. That's absolutely hilarious. And now he's bragging about it. He's bragging about the fraud that he's committed, honestly. Like, these shitcoiners with shit for brains, like, you've got to laugh. They're absolutely hilarious. Like, honestly. Oh yeah, here we go. Look. The certificate of registration. This certificate issued under the seal of the Copyright Office in accordance with the Title 17 United States Code attests. So he's like attests, as in like confirmed it, that registration has been made for the work identified below. The information on the certificate has been made a part of the Copyright Office records. So they've got it on record that Arthur Van Pelt has done this. Oh, honestly, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. Like, honestly, I was having so much fun doing this. Like, this is another little post I did. So I said, a gentle reminder, Tone Vase says, when your shitcoin is exposed as a piece of shit, it's time to buy the dip. Honestly, they have no clue. But, you know, I mean, I've tried to explain it to these shitcoiners with shit for brains. You know, you can't fix stupid as much as you sort of want to try and help them. Like, you just can't. You know, and that was obviously the sea of red. I mean, look at that. You know, USDC coin in the green. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see what else there was. Oh yeah, this was interesting. So great post here by Thomas Shearer. He said, so there was $21 double spend on the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century on a network with 21 million Bitcoins. That's a lot of 21s at work. So I thought, actually, I know someone who quite likes that sort of, you know, what should we say, synchronization maybe, you know, enjoying numbers and stuff like that. And check this out as a response. So somebody had pointed this out to him, and he said also, and on the 21st, a system of 21 million coins has a landmark, groundbreaking case started at 2100 on the 21st of year 21. Who would have thunk it? Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I just love what's going on. I love what's going on. Oh yeah, we've got through a few to get through. So, and this was another thing that was also pointed out. I mean, they're saying that this is what basically caused the price drop, which was this double spend. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think it was more to do with Craig serving notice on Kobe because he got really upset about it. But this is what Eli said. So he said, if this double spend had happened on BSV, do you not think that core supporters would have been parading around like they just proved how insecure and horrible BSV is? Don't think for a second that would not have been the case. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. So he said here, tell Bitcoin Core, Peter Todd, and this is, Peter Todd has said, Andreas is incorrect here. A double spend did happen. A Bitcoin's double spend protection is probabilistic. After one confirmation, if the sender is attempting to double spend, the probability of success is extremely low, but still not zero. Dole. Again, I mean, I'm not really going to launch too much into the technicals of things because that's not my bag. I'm more of fundamentals, but in terms of, you know, trusting the genuine Bitcoin developers, there's just no way that would happen, like, in my opinion. And check this out. I can still see Satoshi in the chat box had to admire this post here when he said still got a large buy order at $153 BSV, you know. So again, if somebody is willing to put large buy orders in at such a low price, it's because they know that when the price goes down, the value for money goes up. because they understand the fundamental value of this thing. You know, but shitcoiners are going to be doing the same with their shitcoins. They're going to be buying all the way down, going, yeah, buy the dip, when they haven't done their fundamental research, because all they do is spend all day looking at the effing number going up. Like, honestly, like, absolutely hilarious. So again, I mean, I had to respond to this as a classic shitcoiner, Raoul Powell. So he said here, look, danger. I'm going to add a basket of 10 shitcoins to my BTC and ETH bets. Well, they're already big shitcoins, mate, and you have no idea. Using this dip, oh yeah, nice. I mean, this is such classic shitcoinering. Show me your coin, but with a quality graph. Again, it's just looking at number go up because he doesn't give a monkey's about fundamentals. Why I should look at it? Why knowledge base is low, so treat me like the idiot that I am. Nicely. Well, mate, this is not about number go up. It's about understanding the fundamentals. I mean, is it worth me sending you my link? Because you're clearly not interested in reading about the information. All you're just simply going to do is look at number go. Yeah, but number go up. I had somebody send me a graph earlier today. Oh, yeah, but sir, look, number go down. I was just like, don't send me this shit. Absolutely hilarious. Like, they have no idea. But, I mean, check this out. I love Moisty getting in there, like, you know, sending us positive tweets. So somebody had said to him, has the time come to transfer my shitcoins to BSV? He says, yes, indeed. But, I mean, obviously, we know what's going to happen with Bitcoin very soon. I mean, I can feel it in the water. So I thought this quote here was very poignant. So I said, 2 things define you. Your patience when you have nothing and your attitude when you have everything. So just remember, your attitude when you have everything, positive cortisol is going to be trying to turn you into a selfish prick. It happens to almost everybody. Try and stay grounded. Try and remember who you are. We are all human. Like, so what if you've got 40 million in the bank? You know, stop acting like it defines you. You are a human being like everybody else. We've all got problems. We're all struggling. You know, and money is the main struggle. So just because you feel as though you've got a load of money, is it right to be waving it in people's faces going, look, I got loads of money? Like, no, it's not. Stay grounded, help people. And because if you do let the positive cortisol flood your brain and let it turn you into a selfish, inconsiderate prick, you will become depressed. Because it blocks your hippocampus from functioning. And your hippocampus deals with logic, reasoning, rationale, visual spatial memory, creativity, judgment, assessment, valuation, sympathy, empathy. You will lose all of it. And if you lose it for too long, your hippocampus will shut down and you'll suffer from depression. So that's it in a nutshell. And that information that I've given you, no one else in the world knows. Only me, which I'm writing my book on. Hence, the book title, From Suicide to Sushi with Satoshi. Lots of laughs in that book, so be sure to buy it when it comes out. Check this out. So I heard Michael Saylor being interviewed in an interview on Stansbury Research. So I'll just play this for you in a second. Let's see if I can find it. And he went on about how they've got a Bitcoin for Corporations Summit coming up. Absolutely hilarious. Here we go. We've got Stansbury Research and Michael Saylor. Here we go. Found it. Coming up.
He became perhaps the most influential person in the crypto space in 2020 when he made a very bold bet on Bitcoin. Since the summer, Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, has invested over $1 billion of the company's funds in Bitcoin.
Actually, he's invested it in BTC. Ooh, is all I can say to that. Let's have some more.
Talking to a lot of people for the past, I guess, 6 months or so. And I think that ever since we announced publicly that we were embracing Bitcoin back in August, and when we came out of our quiet period in September, I've had a lot of conversations with CEOs, a lot of conversations with institutional investors. As I've said before, Daniela, everybody has this problem. The more money you have, the bigger problem you have, and everybody needs a solution. The best solution is the big tech dominant digital network solution. That's how people solve their problems with Google, with Apple, with Facebook, with Amazon, with Microsoft. they're going to solve their monetary problem with the dominant monetary network. And I think in 2021, you're going to see a lot of corporations embrace Bitcoin. We're hosting a Bitcoin for Corporations Summit coming up February 3rd and 4th.
Oh my God. So let's read about that here, shall we? So MicroStrategy plans to get more corporations buying Bitcoin. That's CoreCoin. The business intelligence giant is hosting a free online course on Bitcoin, but can it convince the corporations? Like, honestly, you know, again, I mean, it's just he needs to understand the politics of what's going on. He has no idea, and he's not listening to me. But maybe I might try and get a video out to him. So it says MicroStrategy is holding a free online course on Bitcoin. That's CoreCoin. The course will be delivered across 2 days, February 3rd and 4th. The business intelligence firm was one of the first companies to purchase large amounts of CoreCoin. Ooh! Business intelligence firm MicroStrategy is offering a free online course in CoreCoin strategy on September 3rd and 4th. The firm was one of the first to put large amounts of CoreCoin on its balance sheet and may have partially triggered CoreCoin's latest rally. Oh, so there we are. Yeah, they're saying they're responsible for it. Other firms have also done so, with Square putting $50 million into CoreCoin. But can MicroStrategy convince even more companies to follow suit and invest into that absolute piece of shit? Honestly, people are going to be absolutely pissed at him. So he said here on February 3rd and 4th, MicroStrategy will host Bitcoin corporations. Oh, dear Michael. MicroStrategy propelled itself into the CoreCoin world when it announced a combined investment of $425 million in CoreCoin between August and September 2020. After additional CoreCoin purchases and an increase in CoreCoin's price, MicroStrategy holds about $2.3 billion worth of CoreCoin, which is an absolute piece of shit. The first day focuses on how CoreCoin can be adopted by corporations. Yeah, but you can't use it. Digital gold, remember? Digital gold, not many use it. First day agenda provides a concise yet comprehensive overview of the topics corporations need to address as they develop and implement their CoreCoin strategy. What? HODL? Literally, that's all they can do. There we are. So what HODL strategy are you putting into place? Well, we're gonna HODL strong. We're gonna HODL long. We're gonna HODL. I mean, what else can you do? You know, it doesn't do anything. It's just so stupid. Like, honestly, its entire value relies on another round of investors coming in and buying it, which is just a massive Ponzi scheme. It's hilarious. So on the first day, Saylor gives 2 talks himself. One on CoreCoin MicroStrategy. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be entertaining. Which will offer a view of CoreCoin as a treasury reserve asset. Imagine punting a Ponzi scheme as a treasury reserve asset. I mean, honestly, absolutely hilarious. As well as address microeconomic factors driving CoreCoin's institutional adoption. Honestly, absolutely, honestly, I just piss myself laughing. You know, oh yeah, all I'm hearing is like family offices and institutional money. No, it's Tether. All of it. Oh dear, and check this one out from Tyler Winklevoss. He goes, a journo tried to kill CoreCoin today with FUD. Newsflash, won't work. We've been here before. We know the drill. Stay calm and stack on. Why don't you stack off, you fool? Oh dear. So anyway, I was feeling rather creative earlier today, so I was looking at various definitions of Bitcoin. Appeared to be electronic cash system. Another one, the foundation layer for all future digital technologies, secured and underpinned by economic principles, or commoditized data sovereignty. Do you see any definitions of digital gold? No, because it's not digital gold. It's cash. Cash is the most liquid form of money. In order for it to be money, it cannot be centrally controlled. It must be completely neutral. And which means it cannot be a security. It has to be a commodity. So it cannot have a central point of authority or control or influence or anything like that, like CoreCoin or Bcrash or any of these other securities that are absolute pieces of shit. Oh, it looks like somebody's deleted their tweet because I was like giving them shit. Or trolling them, should we say? That's the best word for it. But look at this. I thought this was hilarious as well. So Bitcoin Australia had posted here. So I said, yeah, CoreCoin consensus. F Satoshi, Bitcoin is ours now. F the white paper, failed. This is what the posts actually say. Look at this. So, Stacey Herbert, whoever, had just said, F Satoshi, Bitcoin is ours now. Bitcoin doesn't belong to anybody, and if it does belong to somebody, it has no fundamental value whatsoever. And as we know, Blockstream control it, just like Samson Mao admitted. And look at this one, F the white paper. Like, honestly, these are all CoreCoins, all CoreCoiners. Like, honestly, like, just the contempt that they have for Bitcoin is just unbelievable. But check this out as a last tweet. I thought this was great. So BSV Luxembourg here had posted. It said, today our Minister of Finance, Pierre Gramegan, just explained to the Chamber du Disputes that Bitcoin and blockchain what Bitcoin and blockchain really is. Big step. Fantastic. I mean, it would be great to actually sort of like get translations for what they were actually told. But yeah, if BSV Luxembourg is posting it, that's good enough for me. Really, really great news, positive news all round for Bitcoin there. So I think that was it. Any other ones? Really enjoyed. I mean, obviously, I'm loving all the messages and stuff that's coming out today. So anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed that show. Let's just do Ding a Dong, where I just find our favourite picture to put up. There we go. Might add a few comments on that one. So any questions, please put them in the chat box along with your Handcash handles and paymails. It is time to Ding a Dong. So just going to scroll through here. Great stuff. A shout out to everyone in the house. I can see Savtoshi is in there now. Diddy Weldon has joined us all. Yep, Neezy, Shelly Mac, Z-Stralia, that's Maggie, is that right? And JP from Canada. Remember to put your Paymail or Handcash in this so I can dong it. We got Satoshi in there, Dimadan. Yeah, great stuff. Right, I will ding the dongs that I already know, and then there might be some questions at the bottom after I've gone through this. Here we go. And remember, ding each other's dongs if you know each other's hand caches or paymails. Here we go. Sending. So starting from the top, we've got Neezy first in there today. Great stuff. Swiping to send on the way. Turning my volume up. There we go. Got it. And I am Satoshi. I can see you in my Handcash. Here we go. Oops. Fat fingers. ZA. Got it. Excellent. Swiping to send on the way. And Shelly Mac on the way to you. Here we go. Yep. Registered. Swiping to send on the way. And Dimadan, I can see you in there. Here we go. Sending. DIM. Yep. Swiping to send. Cracking having all of you in my contacts list now on Handcash. Makes things a lot easier and a lot faster. Scrolling down here. Z-Australia, put yours in there just so I can remember it. Diddy, not Duddy, is in there. There you go. DI, yep, excellent. Swiping to send on the way. Savtoshi, here we go, mate. This one's for you. Suave Toshi. There we go. Yep, that's registered. Swiping to send on the way. I just need yours, Z-Australia again. I'm sure it was Maggie, wasn't it? I'll do. You'll have to remind me. And JP from Canada, put yours in there. So Shelly Max, Maddie, Maddie, not Maggie. There we go. Double D, and that's registered. Swiping to send on the way. JP, yeah, put yours in there. Yeah, Shelly says 14 here. Great stuff. Banknotes, that's Zatoshi, says I very much like BSV, but I don't know how to start to invest in BSV. Can you tell me, please, Dimadan? I would say buybsv.live is the best place to go for that kind of stuff. Anyone else? Just JP, if you want to DM me, I can add you to the Canada group. And Matt WBT says a douche coin. Yeah, that's what these shitcoiners should be up to, really. Oh, there's a handle in there that I'm Satoshi's putting in there. Said Denny07. Let's see. Yeah. Anyone else? Well, how long have? 1 hour 15 minutes. Another epic show. I put the shows out for free yesterday. Who knows? I mean, they seem to go quite well. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people asking questions very soon, so feeling generous. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the show. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.twitch.tv/BTCers.